talked about long enough is that, you know, people want to retire and they don't have the money to do so. And here's a little graph that put out by Bloomberg today that they're doing more studies and they're finding that more and more people are absolutely afraid they're never going to be able to retire.
Just 1 second, please. I'm sorry, and then I'll meet myself out. I don't see your sticky note off, so if you want to adjust that and then come back on.
You bet.
Thank you.
Thank you for the reminder. Jeez, I keep forgetting that. See, I get so excited about what I'm going to talk about, I don't think about the things I'm supposed to be doing beforehand. And there's no reminder here. And when I did have a reminder, I didn't pay attention to it anyway, so I guess it doesn't help. Anyway, here's a nice little chart of why we need a plan B. This is the perfect plan B. I couldn't get a better one, and I had always talked to people about saving money for retirement and doing things they needed to do to take care of the changes that are coming all the time. But now we have the perfect one, and it's called a Bitcoin. And that's why we're going to talk about this little program here, how everybody can get Bitcoin. So there's no need to worry. You know, if we could get the worry down, level down with most people out there, it would make it a lot easier to drive around LA. I got to tell you that for sure. So let's get this little party started and talk about what we're going to talk about tonight, which is Gladacoin. All right, Gladacoin is a company that specializes in helping us get Bitcoin. We help them, they help us. It's kind of a symbiotic relationship, isn't it? We provide them with funds that they can use for their trading program, and in turn they compensate us by giving us a return on our money. They promise to double our Bitcoins in 90 days or less. And we'll get to how you do it in less. And in the process, we get money that we need through Bitcoin, and they get the money they need to do their programming. Okay, how does all that stuff work? Well, first off, you have to understand a little bit about Bitcoin. Now, usually, I always recommend that people look for a name in YouTube, Andreas Antonopoulos. Andreas Antonopoulos is a systems analyst, and he, you know, first heard about Bitcoin when it came out. He read the white paper that Satoshi Nakamoto supposedly had published. And it was actually created as a coin back in 2008, but the first transaction didn't occur until 2009. That first transaction was a person who bought 2 pizzas for somebody in a different country using 10,000 Bitcoin. And back then, Bitcoin was really, really cheap. I mean, they were giving the stuff away, trying to get people to start using it. Anyway, it's a decentralized ledger is what it really is, an internet protocol. It's not actually a coin. Though they made Bitcoins just so you could look at something that, you know, felt like a Bitcoin, and they got a logo and everything. That's what it is right there. But a decentralized ledger is just a record. It's just a record of everything that happens in the transactions with Bitcoins, from the beginning of Bitcoin to whenever Bitcoin is done. And what it means is that we don't have to have intermediaries to transact business or to move money from point A to point B. That is just one of the greatest things that's ever been done. We can move $1 around the world just as fast as we can move $100 billion around the world. And everything is documented. It's self-authenticating because it's proof of the transaction, and we didn't have to ask permission. We didn't have to go through a bank. We didn't have to wait 5 days for something to clear. We didn't have to get permission from a bank in the United States and a bank in Australia. It's just great. And that's the point of it. The value of a Bitcoin was 10 cents in 2010, and right now it's $11.99 today, the last time I looked. That's way more than 1,500 times since the start. And so the value of a Bitcoin is valuable. That's a funny statement. The reason it's valuable is because there's only 21 million of those coins. There will never be any more. And you have 7 billion people on the planet chasing Bitcoin. There's a whole entire economy that's being built around Bitcoin now. And you know, after the first of the year, that's all you heard about is people starting to use Bitcoin. Because of all the economic problems that are occurring in a lot of these countries, the fiat money is about ready to go to zero again. I've got a book that shows, since the 1700s, every single paper currency that's ever been tried has always gone to zero. Always. This is never going to be zero because there are countries investing in this stuff. There are individuals that have them. It's amazing the realization that it's very difficult to move money across borders because of anti-money laundering problems and other things like that. And people want anonymity. They want some privacy. And so this Bitcoin program helps them get that. These are companies that have invested in Bitcoin. I didn't know that. I had no idea that these large corporations were investing in it. But I think what they're really talking about more so is the blockchain technologies that they're looking at as a way of streamlining their functions. You know, pretty soon, this blockchain technology and robots are pretty much going to be running everything and doing everything. And a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. So you got to do something to put yourself in a position where you're going to be able to have money that actually has value and grows, because these currencies, these paper currencies, get worth less and less and less. How do we know that? Well, the price of a postage stamp, price of gasoline, price of bread. Look at bread, $5, $6 loaves of bread nowadays. That's incredible. So how do we deal with these guys? We deal with them in wallets, Bitcoin wallets. And you need a computer or some way to access the internet. And these Bitcoin wallets receive Bitcoin and they distribute Bitcoin so that you can transact business. Now the blockchain technology, the way that's going to work, blockchain, by the way, is an e-wallet. It does hold Bitcoins, allows you to transact business with Bitcoins. But the whole technology itself is called blockchain, and there are different varieties of that blockchain. But Bitcoin is the oldest, the beginning, the one that invented the technology. All the others are second comers. So this one's pretty much locked in place, and the fact that there's only 21 million coins means that if you transferred 1% of the asset base of the United States into Bitcoin, you're talking about each one of those 21 million coins being worth well over $1 million a piece. And because we know that there's only 21 millions, this scarcity has been built into the system purposely just for that reason. So it's a storehouse of value. It's a storehouse of value. It's a medium of exchange, and it's portable. You can move it from point A to point B. Now, here's about shopping with Bitcoins. You use this just like you use your debit card. And as a matter of fact, that's how most people are going to use them, or they're going to use their phone. And the phone can transact business. For example, if you're using the blockchain e-wallet, you have a telephone app and you can just use everything that you want, do everything you want to do, buy goods and services, receive money and compensation for your systems that you do. You know, because right now, you think about it, you're not tethered to work anymore. I mean, you can provide a service for somebody and you can be halfway around the world and they can pay you with a Bitcoin. See, it's pretty just doggone cool. Here in the United States already, there's over 100,000 companies that take Bitcoin for payments of goods and services. And you can go to, I think it's 99 Bitcoins or something like that, or just Google companies that take Bitcoin and a whole list of them come up and you can start using Bitcoin. There are people right now that do not use dollars and haven't used dollars for a number of years. Everything they do is done with Bitcoin. What we're doing here is what's called Bitcoin trading. Now, this is analogous to Forex trading, and anytime people are doing currency trades. Now, when currencies tend to be very, very stable, they don't change in value very much, you cannot really do a lot of high-speed trading like this. Arbitrages and options up and down, you option it going up and you make money, and you option the price coming down and you make money. And because Bitcoin has extreme volatility compared to everything else in the market, it makes it very easy to use these technologies in order to achieve monetary gains. And so if it wasn't doing that, we just wouldn't be able to do what we're doing right now. But the gains that we're receiving in this program here are really not exceptional compared to what the traders are probably making. I think they're making probably 2, maybe 3 times more than what they're paying us for the use of the money that we put in the program. And that's great. I hope they make a lot of money, because I want them to keep doing what they're doing for us too. Okay, so the Gladacoin itself is a company that is a platform, and it works with the digital economy. The digital economy is probably going to become the norm of the economy. The reason that this is capable, you can do this, is because of the rise of what they call exchanges. If you didn't have exchanges, you couldn't trade with anybody. It's the exchanges that actually handle the distribution of the Bitcoins from one person to another person. And they also allow somebody who's over in New York to buy maybe a Bitcoin at $700 and turn around and sell it for $1,000 in China. And that was going on quite a bit here a few months ago. Actually, Japan has taken over all of the trading in the world. They're the largest trader of Bitcoin right now that's going on. They're doing more trading now than China and the United States combined, which is interesting. This is also a way of generating a high volume of Bitcoin for us, and that's what I was talking about when I was talking about the arbitrages and the options that can be done on the changes of price on the value of Bitcoin. So what does that mean? That means that you and I can actually get Bitcoin now before it gets priced out. You know, at some point, Bitcoin will be so valuable that you'll probably have to put together limited partnerships in order to pool capital just to be able to buy one. In fact, there was a working paper from the People's Bank of China that talked about actually trying to monopolize Bitcoin, and for the purpose of putting one Bitcoin in each village or city and using that as the economic base of the city with which to generate loans and working capital for businesses. That's how powerful this thing is. You really must look up Andreas Antonopoulos on YouTube. Just do a search on Andreas and Bitcoin and start listening to this fellow explain what's really going on here. Every single one of us, when we're participating with Bitcoin, are actually walking around as a Swiss bank, not an account, a whole entire bank. In fact, somebody can be out anywhere on the earth with a solar cell to give power to a cell phone, and as long as that cell phone or computer has access to the internet, that individual location can do business. It can originate funds, it can receive funds, it can place orders, it can distribute property. It's just totally amazing what's come about here, and the majority of the population doesn't know, and that's why this works. Boy, when these things get real expensive, it's not going to be as easy as we have it right now. So you're in the lead, you're in the front, you're right there at the change. This is analogous to the railroads, electricity, radio, all of that being invented and coming about simultaneously. The changes are going to be so dramatic. And that's why you need to listen to Andreas, because he's starting to tell you about the stuff that's going on with Bitcoin and what's called blockchain technology. Companies, universities, countries are beginning to take it for goods, payment of goods and services. Cities are taking it for, you know, utility payments, things like that. Courses and universities are setting up whole courses on blockchain technology, and they're allowing people to pay with Bitcoin. It's just great. Anyway, exclusive benefits of this program is that they double the Bitcoin in 90 days. You put the money in the program, and you purchase some Bitcoin. You put the Bitcoin in the program. Let's say you have 2 Bitcoin. 90 days later, you're guaranteed to have 4 Bitcoin. System is fully automated. You don't have to deal with a lot of people. You just put the money in the account, and the account sends you a payment every single day back to your wallet. It does not hold the funds. It uses the funds that you've given it, but everything comes back to you directly back into your own wallet. You're in total control at all times. Now, you can also build up a network, a referral network that's going to actually help you accelerate that duplication. In other words, what you want to think of this is like a CD. It's a time deposit at a bank, or it's a annuity, a guaranteed interest annuity product from an insurance company. They have finite limits. They only exist for a period of time. They can exist from 90 days to a year to 5 years, any time frame that they want to set up. The basic way those things work is you put the money in, the money stays in, the earnings stay in, and at the end of the time period, they give you all the money back and they give you 30 days to renew. This one works very close to that. It's like a 90-day CD. You put the money in and you get the money back, but you get all the earnings back directly to you in your account. You don't have to wait for that. You have money that you can actually use right now. And so if you want to accelerate that, it's got an acceleration clause, because it's not the guarantee of 90 days that's important here. It is the guarantee of the duplication of money, and that determines the length of the contract. There are people here today that are actually starting and stopping their contract in 24 hours. It can happen that fast. You don't have to wait 90 days. If you do not want to refer anybody, you will wait the 90 days, because the interest payment will do it for you, and all you have to do is sit there and collect your checks. But it's very easy. You don't have to go out and build these huge networks like you do with MLM companies and chase all these people and go to all these meetings and go different places. All you have to do is refer people to the program, and you will get a referral fee for doing so. There's an international presence. It doesn't matter where your referrals are. They can be anywhere in the world. You know somebody over in England? Refer them. You know somebody down in Australia or South America or down in Peru? Refer them, because they can use their cell phones and they can participate in this program. And now what I've been talking about and hinting at here is the optional binary network. If you refer people, you can receive a payment of 5% to 15% daily of what they put into the program. Okay, you can start out low. It's based on the amount of money that you put into the plan, and we'll discuss the plans in just a minute, so you'll see where that 5 to 15% comes from. All of this happens in real time. There's no delay. It goes every day. All the money gets distributed, and there aren't any errors. It's just very simple, and it's very quick, and it has a very good website that comes with it. There's no ongoing fees. You just put the money in. You still have the same amount of money that you put in. You get that money back, and it's doubled. So it's really simple, and it's really easy to use, and you don't have to spend a lot of time trying to figure it out. So Gladacoin Elite Global says that they will double your Bitcoin in 90 days or less. And once you have achieved that, once you've gotten their doubling, you have 24 hours to renew the plan at the same level or higher. So for example, if you started with a half a Bitcoin, it's going to turn it into 1 Bitcoin in 30 days. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. Now, there's two ways to generate funds in Bitcoin. There is the passive method, where the company pays you 2.2% daily. Every day, you get a payment of 2.2% of the amount that you have deposited into the account. Or you can accelerate that by building a binary network. What does that mean? That means that you can get some passive income, you can get some money from the referring people, the binary, and that just means more Bitcoin for you. Wouldn't you rather double the Bitcoin every day instead of every 90 days? 90 days is 4 times a year. Every day is 365 times a year. You do the math on that. Right now, a Bitcoin is $1,200, and if you put in 4 and you get back 8, well, you can figure it out. All right, so the binary network sets up. It means that here's you right here at the top, and you start a left leg by referring one person here. This needs to be a personal referral, not immediately, but you should be. And on the right, also a personal referral. That means you are directly involved in referring them to the company. That's important because it activates the two legs, the left and the right, which enables you to get those interest payments, 15% daily, 5% to 15% daily. Now, one of the strategies that people talk about doing is you take your position here, you also take a position here and here. They can be the same people, you, your family members, or anybody that you want to put in there, or just totally unrelated to you. But if you do it yourself, what you want to do is you want to work this one main position yourself and get it up to where it's doing eight a day. Refer enough people so that you're actually getting 8 Bitcoin every day. Put in 4 and you get back 8. Get your 4 back plus 4 profit. Once you're doing that and you've built up a referral base, because see, every time you renew your contract, you get that payment, that binary payment all over again. Some people say, well, who ever heard of such a thing like that? That's excessive payments and things. No, it's not. That already exists in the banking world, and it exists in the insurance company world. Every time you renew a short-term guaranteed interest instrument, this is what these things are really called. If you're an agent, you get a new commission. If you're a banker, you get more capital in your bank. This is nothing unusual. In fact, frankly, this is boring stuff. It's not exciting at all. So don't think you're into something weird here. All we're doing now are techniques that we already use in normal everyday banking and insurance business, and we're applying it to Bitcoin because Bitcoin has high volatility. That's it. Nothing more complicated than that. Anyway, you get both. You get the passive and you get the binary referrals, and you can get them over and over and over again. Now, there is a situation where you could lose your binary. Okay? Now, for example, people who had 100 or a tenth of a Bitcoin that they put it in, let's say 50 people, those 50 people guaranteed they got their it doubled, and they continued. Why did they continue? Because they retain the binary. So here are you right here. Now, let's say you put in some money, you reached a goal, you wanted to buy a new car, you wanted to pay off some bills, and you got the money that you needed to do that, all right? And they said, did you want to do it again? Because they always give you 24 hours. It's automatic. You just click a button on the computer. If you say no, then that referral base of money that you built up, it no longer applies to you anymore because you're not participating anymore. So you lose that. Well, if you said no, and then 5 minutes later you changed your mind, sorry, it's gone. That's why everybody renews. Why on earth would you want to lose the ability to generate 8 Bitcoin a day when all you had to do was renew the program? Nobody in their right mind, I think, would do that. But you never know. So here's the basic plans. We're going to go through the plans very quickly here. The basic plan where somebody can just get in, they have no money, they can barely come up with anything. They come in with 5% of a Bitcoin. There is no doubling in this account. It is only an account that you can use to begin to refer some people to start building a binary, get some referral fees, and get some capital up so that you can go to this plan. This is Spartacus 2. It's a 10% of a Bitcoin, and it does carry the double in 90 days. So even if you don't ever refer anybody to the program, you're going to get the doubling in 90 days. Compare that to what banks and other places are offering in terms of a return on money. You receive 6% of the binary that you get, and you can earn up to 6 Bitcoin monthly doing it this way, if you want to do it that way. Spartacus 3 is the next one, but this is the one we really like to see people start with if they can. It's a half a Bitcoin. That'd be right around $600 today. That money will double in 90 days, and you get 9% of the binary, the people that you refer. You know, this is not a sales process where you're trying to convince them. You simply say, do you need to build some money in the retirement? What's your 401k doing? What's your IRA doing? You know, you got to really think hard about 401k and IRA money. I advocate that you get that money out of there. Can I do that? Yeah, I'm a planner. That's what I do. I've been doing it for 40 years. I want them to get the money out of there because they don't own the money. The government can do it, use it. The institution owns the money that they put it in. And you know, those mutual fund charts, they got nice brochures, they got a prospectus, they got a legal opinion, but your money never seems to match those real pretty charts, those mountain charts. They show you how your money is going to accumulate. You look at yours and you look at theirs, and boy, it just doesn't match up, does it? But because it's gone through the process that is safe harbor for these people to say that this is a legal public offering, and you participate in it, and you lose money, you can't say anything about it, right? I'm going to tell you something. More people have lost more money investing in what's called legal investments or instruments than have made money. How can that be? Well, it is. Just look at your 401k statements. What did you learn in school about managing money? What did you learn about how to research the accounts that are back there? Nothing. But here's a way that you can actually double your money very quickly and take total control of it and have total privacy of it. Why leave it in a situation that's just going to cause you an income tax headache down the road, or even a penalty situation for income taxes, because maybe you took some money out on a loan and you couldn't pay it back. Maybe you need this program to pay that back and then get that money out of there. What do you think? Be a quick way to do it. 30 BTC per month you can earn on this Spartacus 4 plan. Now, in the next 3 plans, I'm just going to put them up so you can see them, because all the plans are the same. It's just the amount that you have in them. So it starts with 1 Bitcoin, 2 Bitcoin, and 4 Bitcoin. What most people do is they come in with a small amount, the 10%, just to get started and see how it works and make sure they're comfortable with it. They understand everything that's going on, and they start with the small referral fees. But they really want to get up here to the 11, 13, and 15% referral fees. And you do that simply by putting more money into the program. Now, every account's going to double in 90 days. Just the binary fee is going to change based upon the amount of money that you put into the plan. That's all. Right? You put more money in, you can get more money back out. It's just that simple. You can earn 2 Bitcoin a daily limit here. You get 4 Bitcoin daily limit here. You get 8 Bitcoin. Now, look at this number here. 8 Bitcoin daily limit. 8 times 30 is 240 Bitcoin per month. At $1,200, how much money is that? Do the math. Now, what do you need to do that? You would need to refer approximately $50,000 in referral fees. People say, whoa, I don't have $50,000. I don't know anybody that has $50,000. Yeah, but you do know a lot of people that have 1,000, you know, and you have people that can come up with it. How do people come up with money nowadays? I don't know. Credit card comes to mind, you know, a little short-term loan at the credit union. You can pay it off in a few days, you know, doing this program. It's not a big risk. You take more risk buying a car. You know, you drive that car off the lot as a brand new car. You just lost 40 to 50% of the value of that money. You're upside down. You talk about loss and loss of money. It's amazing. Now think back a minute. When you can have 3 positions all generating 8 Bitcoin per day, that's a possibility of earning something like 3/4 of $1 million, isn't it? 750 Bitcoin every single month. Isn't that worth working for? What are you doing now? How are you generating funds? How's your job going? You like your job? Most people don't. They hate it. Can't find a way to get out though. They got bills to pay. Well, that's what's cool about this, is because it'll actually generate a cash flow so you can pay your bills, right? When you do this kind of thing. Did you have to go to school and learn some advanced degree or some technique in order to get paid those high salaries? No. Did you have to invent something that's really cool? Everybody wants to buy it. They keep buying it, like an iPhone or an iPad or something like that. No. What do you have to do this? You need to make a deposit, start the process, and begin to refer people to the plan so that you can build up that binary. How complicated is that? What do you got to do? I can't talk to anybody, John. Well, you do it every day. Come on. You do it the best when somebody ticks you off. You know, somebody did you wrong. By God, you're going to tell everybody that'll listen in your way what happened to you today, and they're finally going to get tired of hearing it. They're going to say, would you shut up? I've already heard enough about that today, right? Well, same thing happens on the other side. Something really good that's kind of cool that happens. You know, a lot of people start this program and all of a sudden they're showing everybody their back offices. That's the topic of the day. Hey, what did you earn today? How much did you get? Did you find any more referrals? Yeah, how did you do that? You tell everybody. Don't tell me you can't talk to people because you don't want to get out of your shell. Isn't it worth it? People say, I don't have enough money. Can't pay my bills. Well, why? Man, that job doesn't pay me. I can't find another job. Economy's tough, you know, so it's just really bad all over. I can't do anything. Pass the PVR. Let's go listen to some music. Drink a few beers, you know, beers. Anyway, I think it's silly. And I think you need a good wake-up call, and it's about time you get up off your ass and get out there and start doing stuff like this, because you're wasting time. This is not going to be here forever. You want to go back to that old job? Keep your old job. I don't care. Do that. Talk to people every single day. Live the life. Do what it takes to be an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur means he's got an idea and a plan, and he gets up and he does it. He doesn't wait to be told to do it. He figures it out. Well, how do I do that? I don't know. Well, figure it out. You can do it. You got a brain. You're not dumb. Nope. I haven't met anybody on this planet that's dumb. You know, I can prove that too. There was a guy that was crazy. He was running around a hospital with a gun, and he was shooting up the whole damn place. And everybody says, he's crazy. Watch out, that guy's nuts. He's got a gun over there. He's shooting up the place, and he's running around. I don't know if he was naked or not, so, you know, I can't give you the answer to that question. I know you were thinking about that. But you know what? He came up upon some lady, and she pulled out a gun, and that guy ran the other way. He wasn't too stupid to do that, was he? Well, the same thing kind of happens here. A lot of people convince themselves, and they've got a mindset that they can't do it. Yes, you can. And I'm going to tell you something. There's a little book you can get your hands on. It's called Double Your Contacts. It's by Michael Durkin, D-U-R-K-I-N. Michael Durkin, Double Your Contacts. $7-8. I wish I had had this book when I started in the sales business. This is a great little book, and I've never heard of it until now. I'm telling everybody about it. It's all you need to do is go through that little book and just do what it tells you to do. It's not big. I don't, how many pages? Maybe 145 pages. Got big print too, you know, so it's easy to read without glasses. I know, because I have to use glasses now to read. So it's a great book. Get your hands on that and shoot for Spartacus 7 and do it. And I don't want to hear you say you can't do it, because I know you can do it, because I see what people can do when they put their mind to do something. And it's really great to see it. So what do you got to do to get started? Choose the plan that's suitable for you. You can start anywhere you want along that timeline. It all works. We started at 0.05, kids, and we're at the 7 level, all right? 18 days, okay? You can do this. We did it that way because we wanted to make sure that we were able to do it, and also we didn't want to lose any money. So we got in, put our toe in there, the water felt fine, so we jumped in with both feet. So start now and go back to the person that referred you to the plan. They'll help you get started. It's very, very easy. It's probably one of the easiest things you're ever going to do, and it's the thing that's really going to change your life.